Well, good morning. There we go. I don't know what I was gonna say there. Good morning. Hello. Let's get some music going. We are not gonna be a long stream today. I'm going to do sketches, I think, for 12 emotes and one full body sketch that I have due. Unless I hear back from the commissioner, then there'll be another full body sketch I need to do. I need to go to the dry cleaners and the grocery store today. We forgot to go pick up our dry cleaning last week. Fun. So I have to go do that. And yeah. So I'm gonna do that today, and but I still wanted to stream because I didn't take today off. And yeah, we're just gonna work on sketches. But first off, we've got a little over 2 weeks to art fight. If you guys are doing art fight, this is your warning. You got a little over 2 weeks. You got 2 weeks and 2 days. The first day of art fight, we are gonna stream stuff. I need to message people and see. Um, I know that they say not to start until the first, and I think they even have like a timestamp. But I want to like message like team and be like, hey, so because I get up super early, it would be really convenient for me to be able to work on it while I'm streaming that day. Because if not, we may need to move my first art fight day to the second, sadly. Because I don't want any rules being broken, and I don't want to get banned or anything. So yeah, I know I did it last year, but they seem to be like really like dead set on the time, which I'm not super happy about. Like I understand working on it on July 1st, but like come on, can't I work before then? like can't I on July 1st start working on stuff? Like I would like to do that, please. Please and thank you. But yeah, I need to message staff and just be like, "Hey, I would just like some rules clarification. This is my situation and this is what I'd like to do." So, if for some reason I am told that like I really shouldn't be starting until that time, then I will most likely move our art fight first day to the actual second day on in the Discord. So, all right, you guys, let's put some music on. We're gonna get it right into it. I'm gonna start off with one of the stamp card sketches today, and then we'll get into the other sketches. No, I didn't want to do it from here. Thank you. All right. Turning 30. Hey, Cal, welcome in. It's a hot day. I think it's pretty hot here too. It's not as hot as it was on freaking Saturday though. Oh my god. It was so fucking hot on Saturday. I don't think it's supposed to get that hot again today. I hope not. It's 80. Ugh. I hate you, Kogi. No, I'm just joking. Yeah. Oh, it's not fun. I'm so sorry, Cal. I hope it's not going to be that hot here today. I know that it's supposed to start getting up to those temperatures here, but I'd rather it not. It's one of the few things I really dislike about living in the South. That and the pollen. But I feel like even in the North, I would have issues with pollen. It would just be a different branch of my pollen allergy that I'd be dealing with. Luckily, the area that we moved to doesn't have a lot of pine trees. Our last apartment had like nothing but pine trees around it, but this place has like birch and oak and stuff. It has some pine, but what's wrong with fall? I never said anything that's wrong with fall. What? What? If I said fall, I meant summer. Summer in the South. It depends with pines. Yeah, it depends on the type of pine as well. I believe on our road trip where we went out to like Yellowstone and stuff, we went through California and stopped at the sequoias, and I was not aware that sequoias are a sub branch of pine tree. And that is the first time in a long time that I had a skin reaction to pollen. That wasn't fun. Especially when the only place you could buy allergy pills was in the park store. So it was like one pill for like, I think $15. And I'm like, well, I hope this fucking pill helps. And I tell people about that. They're like, I didn't know that. And I was like, I didn't either. I used to go out to California for summers, but sequoias are specifically on one mountain that I guess I never went to. I never got taken out there. The redwoods were fine. The redwoods were gorgeous as well. Mr. Husband really liked the redwoods. Where's the other 10% cow? Also, hey, Quad. What's the other 10%? I'm really curious. Just other types of trees, okay. Yeah. Oaks I'm fine with. I'm not allergic to oak, thankfully. I feel like that would be kind of silly for me to have like an acorn as my logo and stuff for my business if I was allergic to oak. Though for all I know, Mr. Husband is allergic to it. He's allergic to like every other plant that I'm not allergic to, so we have to be like very careful with plants. Between the two of us, we're very allergic. Grass is a plant you don't want to be allergic to here. Well, then I can't go where you are, Cow, because I am actually allergic to grass as well, and so is Mr. Husband. Hey, Faye, welcome in. We're gonna grass seed factory. No, no, Cow, how could you? Trying to give people seeds to kill Mr. Husband and I. It sucks because I really love the smell of like fresh cut grass and stuff. But like whenever I was little, we that was how we discovered I was allergic to grass because I would roll around in that sucker. Like my parents had such a nice lawn, especially for Florida. There was no stickers in it. There was no like any weeds or anything. My mom took very good care of it and like weeded it and stuff. Like for a lawn, it was like really nicely kept. Um, Oh my god, you guys. And then like one summer I was just like, yeah, I'm big enough. I'm gonna go and like play outside. And I was just like, oh, the grass smells so nice because my dad had just cut it. And I just started like rolling around in it because I'm a fucking cat. Makes sense. Um, and I came back inside and I was just broken out. And my mom was like, how did you get like what happened what did you do? And I was just rolling around in the grass and she's like, well, clearly do not do that anymore. And I was just like, yeah. Like, no joke, mom. But yeah, I'm allergic to a lot of plants. Just sad. I definitely want a garden once we have the space and place for it. That would be the thing. For now, I focus on the inside area and just make this place a good inside area. What? I'm really curious, Cal. What do you do at a grass seed factory? Like, if you don't mind me asking. Also, if it's too far, like, just tell me, like, hey, I don't feel comfortable answering that. That's completely fine. I'm just curious now. I bet it's bagging the seed. I don't know. That's the thing, like, I'd be interested to know what kind of jobs are there. Because, like, I would assume bagging the seed, but I'd almost also assume that, like, that would be something that they could have automated by now. Still need people to load and throw the bags. Mm-hmm. Operate the grass bagging machine. I can send pictures of it. It is massive. Ah, you used to do seed coating. That's interesting. I would love to see that, Cow, if you don't mind sharing it. Like, that seems really cool to me. I'm always interested in what people do for a living, because, like, obviously you guys know what I do for a living. I'm a cat online that draws. Like, this is my full-time job. So, you guys know what I do. And so I'm just always interested to hear, like, what you guys do. But I also, like, I know some people don't like to talk about their job. So, like, that's why I don't try and ask people unless they say something. Unlike age stuff, I like talking about people's jobs because it's so cool to, like, know what everybody does. I used to spread grass seed because I grew up doing landscaping as a family business. That makes sense. Yeah. Papa Case, and my uncle, his brother, whenever we moved into the same area as them, they started doing like handyman stuff. So I helped with sodding and grass seed spreading as well, but it wasn't as like a landscaper. It was like they would fix people's yards up after doing like they would do like sprinklers, and then they'd offer this as like a thing to do afterwards. So okay, let me see. Whoa, that's big. That's really cool though. It looks really clean in there too. Like, that is a nice clean factory. Like, whoever your janitorial staff is does an excellent job. Cuz I can only imagine that like seeds and stuff would be super messy. Oh, are you the janitorial staff too? You did a good job then, Cow. Very good job. We're responsible for our own machine. Nice. You do an excellent job. Mhm. Mhm. My dad opened his business when we moved into the my new hometown, gardening, landscaping, selling flowers, making pots for customers, fun times. Ah, that sounds cool. Yeah, Papa Case and my uncle would do sprinklers, other handyman stuff, but they also did like it was mostly like sprinklers, fences, or the underground fences for dogs. Like those were like the big three things of our neighborhood that people like really wanted. So, yeah. That's what they did. Sing me your bear. Okay, let me share this one in the Discord. I think that's correct. Yeah, that's me. Okay. Oh, nope. What am I doing? Don't upload the reference image. Jeez, case. There we go. I can mark it off the list now. There we go. And cows is next, but I'm not doing that today. Yeah, many years, arms in the dirt, and then did retail, PC tech, and now I got a job doing cybersecurity. Oh, interesting. Nicer, nicer. I know a lot of people in the furry fandom, I should say, that are in cybersecurity. That is a very popular one in the fandom space. And then doctors. Those are like the two that I know the most about, like that I've heard from, besides people who are also artists and then like their partners who do odd jobs and stuff too. Mine was I did like stuff helping Papa Case and Mama Case around the neighborhood, and then Mama Case uh got a mortgage company, and I worked I think a couple summers like inputting data for her. And then like my first actual job was a snow cone place that I did not last 2 weeks at because the owner was sketchy as shit. And then like I started working at an arcade, and that the arcade story is fucking crazy shit. I I technically got fired from that job, but then like rehired, but I didn't go back. And then I worked at Zaxby's. And then I worked at a hotel as a phone operator. The guy that hired me out of the Zaxby's drive-through. um, and then let's see here. What did I do after that? Oh, I worked at a movie theater. Um, I worked at a movie theater with my ex, and issues with my ex and coworkers after the case was the reason I was quote unquote fired from that place. But that's also a weird story. And then I worked at two pizza places at the same time. You may know one of them, which is Mellow Mushroom. I worked at Mellow Mushroom, and um, and there was another place called Red Brick Pizza, which I do not believe is still in operation. Mellow Mushroom technically isn't in my hometown anymore either, but like, whatever. After that, I worked at one more hotel before moving up to Atlanta, and then my last job before becoming a freelance artist was working at Walmart. Uh, my roommate at the time encouraged me to take the jump because she felt that I could afford to do it, so hired on voice alone. Hired on customer service. That was what it was. Honestly, like I talked to him about it whenever I came in because he thought I was older than what I was. He wanted me to be on reservations, but you have to be 18 to take reservations because you're having to take like credit card information from people. At least that was the law back then. So he couldn't hire me for reservations. So he hired me to be operator. That job was very interesting, okay? When my mom came in with me for the interview, they were like, "Wait, I'm sorry, you're not 18?" And I was like, I just turned 16." And the guy was like, "You are so like polite and professional. Like I don't know that I've spoken to like a 15-year-old that was like that. That was why I needed to hire you." And my mom was like, "Oh, that's because we raised her that way." And like, we're all in customer service. My mama and papa case were always in customer service no matter what kind of job they did. So that was why. So I was just very, very nice and very helpful whenever he came through the line. Also, like, we weren't busy. So like, I was like, "Yeah, let me talk you through the menu. Like, you have questions, let me answer questions for you. I know the menu because even though I'm working register today, I work both front and back of house. So I can do that." Uh I was the only girl in the back, by the way, ever, besides management. Management would occasionally have to come back there and help, but like I was the only one that had to do that. I have some weird jobs in my life. Rock climbing instructor, airplane museum host, etc. That sounds interesting though. Hey Mew, I posted your thing in the Discord so you can save it if you'd like. Excuse me. But yeah. Oh, I could tell you guys while we're sketching about the work stories if you would like. Like the reasons I was quote unquote fired, cuz it's so crazy to me. The reason I was fired from, I guess I wasn't fired from the snow cone one. Again, I quit the snow cone thing cuz the guy that ran it was really shady and he was hiring kids under the table obviously cuz he's like, "Oh, you know, that they'll work for pennies basically." And I guess the dude knew one of the managers at the arcade I was going to work at. Um and what was it? There was an issue cuz again, mind you, this was a job before I turned 16. So I relied on my parents to give me a ride to work each day, which was doable because it was summertime. One of them was at home normally. Uh, and so they could do that. Or I had rides planned with friends. So there was a day, again, okay. So the manager that hired me, or the guy that interviewed me, not the manager that hired me, but the guy that interviewed me was very jerky to me in the interview, okay? And he's like, "I notice you don't put so and so down as your reference." And I was like, "Well, no, because like I only worked for him for 2 weeks. Like, why would I put him down as a reference? Like, we didn't get enough rapport." But you know, I said it as like a 15-year-old would have said it. But I was still polite to him, and he was like, "Well, that's good, because I don't think he would have said nice things about you." And I'm like, "What?" But the manager hired me. Not this guy, but the other manager hired me. So I was like, alright, well, whatever. Mind you, if you guys ever see Goat in the chat, Goat is an old friend from back in the day. He worked at the other sister arcade for this place at the time, but we didn't know each other then. And he even knew that this guy was a dick too. Like, I remember talking to him about it and like after a couple years after we'd gotten to know each other, and he was like, "Oh yeah, that dude was a dick." So the whole issue was, again, I had to have a ride to work because again, I don't I don't have a vehicle. Like, what am I gonna do? I can't drive myself. So my ride, who I usually get a ride from, uh wasn't able to pick me up, even though I had planned with them ahead of time, because mom and papa Case were out of town. Okay? So I was like, shit. But this friend had called me like hours in advance, okay? So like I had plenty of time to like call them and let them know. I tried to call other people. I could not get anybody else to like give me a ride. So when I called and I told him like, "Hey, I'm sorry I can't make it today. I'm trying to call ahead of time because like I can't get to work on time. Like even if I started walking right now, I would not be there on time. And he just, and this is the first time I've ever called in, by the way. First time I ever called in. I never called in besides this day. He told me, don't bother ever coming in again. This is very unprofessional. And hung up on me. And I was like, all right, guess I gotta start applying for new jobs. So I proceeded to start applying for new jobs. I got a new job. It was Zaxby's. And I started that next week. And I was getting ready for my, I think, second or third shift at Zaxby's when the other manager called me from this arcade and was like, hey, where are you? You're scheduled today. Like, usually you show up. I know you called in last week, but like, are you not able to come in today? And I was like, I don't know if the other dude told you, but he fired me. And like, I told her exactly what he told me. And like, I just remember her being like, I have to let you go because I have to go handle this. Because apparently he had done this to multiple other people, like within those days or whatever. And I don't know if like he didn't like me and other people were also calling out and he was like, they're all just in coots. They're all just getting off and doing stuff together. Fuck those kids, you know? And so she called me back a few days later and was like, well, he's fired. And I've called to offer you your job back, but I know that if you already have a job, that's perfectly fine. And I was like, yeah, I already had a job. I've been working for like a week. And she's like, well, I'm glad for you. And I'm sorry about that. And know that if you do need a recommendation from anybody, I will give you one. And gave me like her information to like use if I needed another job later on or something. Yeah, it was fucking bullshit, you guys. This guy was such a dick. Like, I don't understand adults and hating people that are younger than them like that in a job situation, okay? Especially when they're your subordinate. It's not like I was put in a position above his, and it's like, why does she get this position? You know? This is fucking bullshit, okay? Oh, I forgot! I forgot to mention, I worked at the mini golf. But I think the reason I forget to mention that is I did not, like, apply for that. My aunt and uncle worked for this mini golf place and they needed somebody as a club return person and they were just like, hey, do you want to do this? And I was like, sure. But that place was right across from the arcade. uh, uh. I worked there summers as like a second job and that's why I don't think about it, I guess, because again it was one that I got because of my family. It was a nepo baby hire. No, they just really needed somebody that wasn't gonna want a lot of mini golf. I loved it. I loved mini golf. Um, but like during the summer, they needed a club return person. During the winter, they really only needed one person, and so they needed somebody they knew they could have on like rotation for this, but not have to work during the winter, basically. And so they were like, "Hey, Case doesn't need a winter job." Because again, I'm from a tourist town, so it's just what kind of fucking happens. But there was a lot of perks with that job, like free mini golf. I could bring my friends in, even on like especially during off season, and go play mini golf and stuff. So like that would be a lot of us like after school and stuff. We would do that. I became popular after I got that job. People would want to go mini golf for free. Um, but yeah, even like the register lady was always super nice. I usually got teamed up with one lady because there was two of us that were just summer hires, and it was me and then I think it was the owner's niece or granddaughter, and so like neither of us needed the like the extra time like during the winter and stuff. And so like the three register ladies didn't have to like worry basically. Like they could just keep their normal jobs and we were just extra hire for like during the summer and they didn't have to worry about it. And so the register lady that I was always teamed up with, she was super nice. She was one of the few adults outside of my family that I really liked and got along with. Cause she was always just so nice and so like just happy and everything and I don't know. But oh, that was the place that I also had the incident where like there was definitely a guy trying to like abduct a child. And I know this may sound like it's coming out of nowhere, but I think I've talked about this on stream before because I've talked about like getting the vibe where like somebody like we've talked about the like people getting the ick vibe from people and you don't know why. But like this is the thing that made me really respect again the cashier lady because this guy was walking around and just like in general hanging around and gave me this ick vibe. And like when there wasn't anybody around the booth, I like went over to her and I was like, "Hey, this guy's been circling. I do not feel comfortable. Like, and I think that he's up to something. Like I feel like that's what's going on." And instead of just like brushing me off or whatever, she was like, let me see what you're talking about." And like she went out and the guy like immediately bolted but then was back within like 5 minutes. And so she got on the phone with the owner and was very loudly talking about him. And so he finally left. And this was at the point where I knew my buddy Goat, so he worked at the sister arcade from the arcade that was across from us. So this guy walked over to this arcade because at that point they had built batting cages, and he was hanging around the batting cages. So I called Goat and I was like, "Goat, here's the situation. I know you're a manager over at the other one. Can you reach out to the managers over there and just just find out?" Yeah, and like I told him like if the cops need to come over and get him, if they need to come talk to us, we'll talk to him or whatever. And like this is what's fucking crazy. They didn't come talk to us that night, but the following night they did. They came and talked to us and they were like, "Hey, we just want to know like what happened. We're trying to build like this case or whatever." And we're like, "Oh, what's happening?" Uh the dude was a registered sex offender and had actually kidnapped somebody at some point years ago, and he had been released recently. That was fucking crazy, okay? Like when the cops told us that and we were like, "Oh." And they were like, "Well, who was the one that like raised the they asked like who was the one that like raised the alert about him?" And I was like, "Oh, it was me." And they're like, "You had some good instincts there." And I was like, "He was a real fucking creep, okay?" Like that's one of the very few like interesting stories I have from my jobs. Cuz like all of us who've ever worked retail have like the customer service like nightmare, scenarios that happened. The Karens, the jerks that throw stuff at you, everything like that. Um but yeah, I don't know a lot of people that talk about that. But yeah, you get a lot of crazy people when you work in a like uh a touristy area, I feel like. I definitely didn't deal with a bunch of crazy people when I started working up here in Atlanta, which is really, really bizarre to me. I'm gonna be real with you. I expected it to be worse up here, and that's like what people told me, but like it really wasn't. Yeah. And then so that was the one job I got fired from. I left the hotel job because I was there was a lot of things. My ex got a job there and he followed me to my next job. We were still technically dating, but I was on the outs of with him before we both moved over there. But like several other people that I knew got jobs at the hotel and I was just like, ugh. It was also because of one of those that I stopped recommending people because I did recommend one of my friends and he ended up being an awful hire for them. And I felt bad. Nobody blamed me, but I still fucking felt bad. Um, I did not give my ex a recommendation to start working there, and when they found out that we were dating, they also made sure to like hire him in like another area because he was applying to work in my area, and I was like, I don't think that's a smart idea. um, and then again, he followed me to the movie theater, and the whole reason that I got quote unquote fired from the movie theater was Mr. Husband and I started dating after I broke up with my ex. And like it wasn't super fast, mind you. Like we took several months before we started dating. Um Mr. Husband even asked him like, "Hey, are you ever going to be okay with us dating?" And when he was like vehemently like, "No, I'll never be okay with it." He was like, "Well, then I'm not going to wait." Like like if you're never going to be okay with it, then there's no point in waiting. Um and an older person, mind you, a mother of someone who I went to school with, okay, somebody I went to school with's mother started saying shit about me sleeping around with the guys at work after I broke up with my ex. So I remember saying to one of the managers, if that bitch has an issue with me, she should say it to my face. Like, okay, people are vibing with that, right? Okay. A week later, I get pulled into the office and get told I'm letting go because I threatened her. I threatened her to her face. What? Uh, but here's the thing that I'm going to throw in there with you. I usually, like, obviously, racism is bad, all of this. She is a person of Indian and Pakistani descent. She was a mixed lady that moved to America, and she used that to her advantage. Because I found out later from a manager that if I wasn't fired, she was gonna try and press like racial discrimination against me because I wasn't speaking like that about anybody else in the organization or at the movie theater. And I know that the movie theater thought this was bullshit because when you got fired at the movie theater, you would not get access to the movie theater for 6 months. You'd have to not be able to allow it on the premises for 6 months. Okay? It's Cat's outfit, but yes.
Chaos climbed into the attic. Hello from parents' house. I'm laggy and uncomfortable.
Oh, I'm sorry you're uncomfortable. I'm sorry you're laggy too. No, you're good. You're good, Cow. Um, but yeah, so she had threatened hey, you have people discriminating against me because of my race. And I'm like, okay, well, that's bullshit. And so I was very taken aback by, I was escorted out by security and told that I need to, like, leave immediately, obviously. Um, but I was also told before leaving, I was allowed to come back after today and see movies. I was even allowed to keep my free movies for the month and free concessions. So the movie theater knew that it was bullshit that they were firing me as well. And I'm pretty sure if I had been in more of like a attacky mood, I could have done something. But like the managers were on my side because they were like, she was spreading the rumors about her, and all Case said was, "Hey, if she has a problem with me, she should say it to my face." I didn't say it as nicely, but yeah, I just, I don't like when people like try to use that as a thing because that's what makes other people, whenever they actually are being racist to people, be able to get away with shit because you're falsely accusing somebody who isn't being racist of being racist. When I was like, lady, you're the one spreading rumors about an 18-year-old when you're in your 40s. Like, What is the point of this? Yeah. But that was my last like issue. Now, I did leave Mellow Mushroom because it was like end of season because again, I told you guys again, tourist area, so we have seasonal jobs. Um but I had the manager that hired me was very nice, but the house manager was a big jackass basically. So, um and I had what was it? I had either quit early or like they told me they didn't need me early and I was like, "All right, fine. I'll go find another job." You know. It wasn't like really a fire, it was just more of like, "Hey, it's the end of season, so we're going to just let you know." And I was like, "Okay. Find a new job. Got you cuz like even though this was seasonal, I need another job." Um but yeah, they when I came back to get my final paycheck, the guy was like, "Well, did you want to come back next year?" And I was like, "No." He's like, "What do you mean no?" And I was like, "Why would you think I'd want to come back next year? What about this job makes you think it's worth coming back to?" And he was like, "It was such an easy job." And like the guy that ran the part of the area that I was in that hired me specifically, because again, I worked kitchen and not wait staff, was like, "I get it. You've been nothing but an issue to her since she started." And like he said that to the dude's face when I was still standing there, and I was like, "Yep." Back of the house manager, super nice. But the overall manager, jackass. I was given smoke breaks even though I didn't smoke because my manager thought that it was only fair. They're like, "She works in back of house. She probably deserves a couple-minute break every now and again, just like everybody else does. She just gets to sit outside with the other smokers, just not smoking." Makes sense to me, right? That was apparently the issue that he had. I don't know. I don't know what it is about adults and having issues with kids that are under 18 just trying to work a job because they want some money so they're not putting pressure on their parents to buy them stuff. Because that was the whole reason I wanted a job. I had a lot of interesting job issues. You guys had any interesting issues at your job that you definitely didn't expect or whatever whenever you started working for them, or have they been kind of normal? You fired for any crazy reason? I'd love to hear people's stories. Exactly, yeah. Alright. There's Bouncy's sketch. Yeah, it's their otter character dressed up in Kit's swimsuit outfit. Mr. Radio got it twisted up the ice potato. Lies on the la 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 la, oh no. Hang on, we wanted to do goggles too. Hang on. I know I do. La 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 la. Where is... There we go. Hello, Daniel. Hello, hello. Ah. Here we go. Alright. And now we start on the emote badge. So the people I worked on the emotes for this past week... Oh, there's... Yeah, I gotta get that off screen, sorry. They approved the emotes, but also wanted to get more emotes. I was trying to bring that up in references, sorry. Alright, okay, I need emote samples. Alright, so we need a GG ones. And first person they talk about books. Perspective they cannot doubt how I look. Control the narrative reliably. It's all about me. In the book that those who don't do it buy it. We have 12 emotes to sketch for them today. My first job was basically slowly giving less work because I kept getting taken places by parents. Second job was Duncan during the start of COVID. Ugh! I am so sad. And when my house got COVID, went unresponsive when I was... And then they revoked my benefits after... And they lost the court hearing for my appeal. Woo! That sucks. I'm so sorry. Oh, the one thing that, like, I had to deal with when I was younger was the BP oil spill. If that tells you the area that I'm from, because I'm from the Gulf. And, it was, like, pulling teeth getting Mama Case to apply Papa Case applied. Mama Case didn't think she should be getting anything because she was like, I don't feel like it affected my business too much. And I was like, Mom, you're a real estate agent. How did it not affect your job? Like, what the fuck? It was around the time Mr. Husband and I were dating, started dating, and I bought him a TV with some of that money. Got a dip? That's okay, Aries. You have a good one. We're not going to have a very long stream. It's literally going to be these, and then we're going to call it. So we'll just be hanging out for probably about an hour. Just like you, the dopamine. As I concrete. You do what we need to get through. Not a fucking thing to you. Morning, cow. Thunder. I don't want to fucking deal with the main building from my first job. They got really antagonistic by the end. I tried to help where I could, but they fucking blame me for not being there when they needed me, but said nothing when they did. That's so stupid, Faye. I'm so sorry that you have to deal with that. Alright. The GG one is done, and we need to do cozy. How are you doing this morning, Thunder? This little eepy but alive. Well, I'm glad you are. Oh, we also need to work out, because you mentioned that you have Pocopia. Once I get it open where I can go to other people's islands, we need to figure out, like, hanging out and doing some co-op stuff. Yeah. I'm not complaining, because I absolutely love the hot honey stuff going on, but I don't know why they associate it with summer. people. You need to start it. You have it and you haven't started it. I guess you said you were saving it for stream, right? That was what it was. It's like I need to smack you, Thunder, and be like, oh! Yeah, okay. We could also do like a quote unquote co-working stream where we're both working on our islands together, but like on our own island and just chat. Because I know I got like super hyper focused yesterday, like not yesterday, but Friday when I was playing it. All right, that one is good. We want to do sad now. Okay. Nah, I get that. Obviously, taking care of yourself comes first. I was just saying. Did they finally get your fiber installed and stuff as well? Nice. Fiber is amazing, isn't it? Oh my god, like I'm on fiber wireless, quote unquote, because fiber goes into our modem, but then I'm wireless up in the office. Oh my god, it's so amazing. I love uploading stuff before stream too and be like, oh fuck, I forgot to upload a shorts for this month, for this week or whatever. Let me do that. And then it's like, oh yeah, there we go. It's done before stream started. That wasn't why I was late today. I was late today because I was procrastinating shit, by the way. I'm very good at procrastination. I am the master of procrastination. We're masters. That's because we're streamers, right, Thunder? That's what it is. I wish I could have fiber. This area that we moved out to, for whatever reason, there's a lot of people that work from home out here. So, um, yeah. Because one of the reasons when we were looking into this area and like every place we drove around to had like a fiber coming soon or fiber just now installed signs, and we were like, This would be amazing out here. Even Mr. Husband, who, doesn't work from home, but still games and stuff, has been blown away by the speeds we have. Yeah, also the ADHDs. I mean, okay, I have not been diagnosed since I was a kid, but I will say that I still strongly believe that I do as well. So, we line up with that. As much as I love caffeine, that's one of those things that whenever you and I were talking about that, like months ago, years ago, even now, I believe, um, I, it like resonated with me because, like, I've always had it where caffeine doesn't, like, affect me good. So, my area's last part of our line of Comcast, so we're the last priority in getting it. No! Fuck Comcast! Uh, but that was one of the reasons that I was like, maybe that's why caffeine doesn't affect me. I know Mr. Husband, has issues with caffeine, but, like, it's because he usually overconsumes caffeine. Um, and he definitely did for a long time. Like, he would overconsume it, but he's always surprised that I can have stuff and just, like, go to sleep immediately. Like, I'll drink Red Bulls. I'll fucking down Red Bulls, and I feel good until I get into a zone where I'm just like, okay, I'm tired again. And he's like, you just had a fucking Red Bull. Why are you like this? The only energy drink that has ever worked for me, like, amazingly, was the Monster, uh, Aussie Lemonade. There was something in there. Because caffeine equals calm. I mean, for me, it does. It definitely chills me out. That's why I started drinking GG regular. I can regulate my caffeine better. So I like the shaker drinks too. Um, I especially like the what are they called? There's like a boost one that Advanced has that I'm drinking right now. That's why I'm tapping my cup. If you guys are wondering, um, but yeah. But they like their focus. I think it's their focus like their focus blend. Yeah. My mom used to give me some Starbucks Frappuccino thing all the time, and it would help keep me regulated when I was little. What kind of Frappuccino is it though? Because sometimes the Frappuccinos don't have caffeine in them. Like I know, like technically the matcha one does, but it's only because it's matcha's got caffeine in it. But it was one of the ones with the glass bottles. Oh, you mean those? The things that I've recently learned that you're actually supposed to blend. But I've never seen anybody actually put them in a blender and put ice with them. And I've only ever seen people drink them straight. Yeah, those things. Yeah. That does have a lot of caffeine. Oh my god. It's the only Starbucks thing that Mr. Husband likes. And that's his go-to whenever we're like on road trips. There needs something while we're out driving around. I love can one. What? Can one. What's can one? Mew. Alright. We only got 2 left. Let's go, you guys. We got 2 left. Yeah. Drugs, having sex. In my family flex. American made. Built for tough. Duplicate. Oh, the Starbucks can ones. I have not tried the Starbucks can ones. What are you doing, Faye? Don't eat that dog. Don't eat that dog. Why are you eating that dog? To what the dog? Don't the dog? Yeah, that's right. Don't eat the dog. I can pet that dog. Can I pet that dog? Can I pet that dog? Can I pet that dog? Corey, you need a head pat emote. Because then people can pat you. Because you're a good boy. Whoa, it's a long link, Mr. Husband. This one from Walmart. That is not a link to Walmart, sir. Uh, I do. You do? You have a dog pet? You have a pet emote? What's your... Oh, you need one. That's what you're saying. Oh, no, you do have one. I did one. Okay. Hang on. Fuck if I remember shit. I'm a cat with a memory of a goldfish. Sorry. Mr. Husband and I are just having a conversation, and it's, uh, the link has a link to Walmart. Like, no. Um, um. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna screen record this and be like, it does not. So this is the link you sent me. There's a sponsored one. Um, Home Depot, Micro Center. This Walmart? Is this the one you're talking about? But then another Amazon. And then that. Yeah. I love my husband, but sometimes he's a little boomer when it comes to the internet. Just a wee bit. Have a good one, Cal. Bye. He doesn't understand that he's sending me a link to a Google search, and even though on the Google search on his end it shows correct because it's cached correctly, it doesn't cache correctly on my computer. Love him. Love him to death. Also, I'm gonna say this again because Corgi is here. Thank you again, Corgi, for helping us with the computer issues this weekend. I have never heard of updating the BIOS, so I'm glad that fixed it though for him. At least that seems to have fixed it, so.
Good job!
Good job, thank you. I appreciate. So this is the link you sent me. Okay. Alright, so the excites are done. What do we got left? Well, there's one more batch. What do we got? Cooking. That's right. We got a cooking one.